Howdy, it's me. I'm not quite brave enough to hop on there live, so I'm doing this before I throw it on Facebook or YouTube or wherever I decide to throw this. But I'm sitting here this morning and it's quiet, and I have a few moments to do this. A lot of you have asked me to start doing these just simply because I have so much to offer. Yes, I'm a Tennessee fan, whether y'all believe it or not. I love UT. I did go to an MTSU game this last weekend with the family, and that was fun. But you can't take the orange out of the girl. So, not out of me at least. A lot of people try, but there'll never be a Roll Tide come from me. Unless, you know, nah, I don't think that will ever happen. I doubt you'll get a sick 'em from me because I'm not a Georgia fan. Even when I lived in Georgia, I rooted for UT while all my friends were Georgia fans. That's just who I am. But anyways, that's the basis of me. Our world is coming to an end, I do believe. We're on perilous times. And I'm so glad in this last week that I have stripped myself down to the basics of life. And what I mean by that, I have took a huge step. In over 10 years, I haven't lived with my parents. But I felt like in order to be more involved with my family, I needed to get closer to my family. I've been living about an hour away for the last 2 years, and I haven't been able to be actively involved. And last night we went and celebrated my niece's 15th birthday. She turns 15 today. So Lizzie, if you see this, you're the one who has encouraged me to do more videos months ago because you loved what I had to offer. You thought that I could help a lot of people. You mentioned that to me maybe a year ago. Maybe it was 2 years ago. But Lizzie, I'm happy birthday, and I'm so, so proud of you. And you made me an aunt. And there's a lot of things that I would take back. There's a lot of things that I wouldn't take back. Because if I would have not gone through some of those tests and trials in life, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. But I'm a little all over the place because I'm trying to get my thoughts and my heart lined up to get out my mouth what I'm really wanting to say today. But we go through life, and I said this before, and I wrote it down one time. Life is like a freeway. We're on an interstate, and we have a destination in mind. And sometimes, you know, we might come to roadblocks or detours, but we're on our way to heaven. And sometimes those detours lead us to dead ends, and then dead ends, or we're stuck a little while. We're going around these mountains, per se. I've done that a lot in my life. And sometimes it's by just life circumstances, and sometimes it's about life choices. I haven't always been the best one to make the best choices in life. I'll be the first to admit and the first to just say, the heck with it. You know, I've messed up, I've screwed up, I'm ready to get back on the right things and the right way of life. And sometimes I feel when we feel beat down or we have made the wrong choices, it's hard to ask for forgiveness. And not so much just to God, but to ourselves. Sometimes I have to forgive myself 5,000 times, you know, and ask myself for forgiveness, or, you know, to quit thinking about certain things that I did in my past so it doesn't haunt me every day. I'm sure some of you may struggle with that as well. I know I do. And this last week, I have moved back in with my parents. I'm 35 years old. But I guess, you know, after being married and going through a divorce and trying to live on my own, in the last month or so, I knew I needed to make a change. So I have stripped myself down to build myself back up. And the first thing I did is I asked my parents, could I move back in with them? I mean, this area in Tennessee where we live is very, very, very expensive. And I knew I couldn't move up here just yet and live on my own. I needed to get a basis and a savings built up and then maybe do that one day. Who knows? But by asking them to move back in, it's opened up the doorway to spend more time with my son. Since we're in a split custody type deal, it's given me more opportunity to be with my parents, more opportunity to be with my nieces and my brother and his family, and just even my granny. I mean, she's 87 years old. She'll be 88. The poor lady is still kicking and going hard at it, you know. She nothing's going to stop her in life. But I look over my life, and our family has always been so close-knit. And I guess some people could call me the black sheep of the family, or just the wild buck deer that just ran off and now I'm back. I don't know how you would look at that, but I had to go through those times, and I wouldn't call them all hard times, because they built me. Those times in life where I grew the most is when I was alone, and I had to try to figure everything out. It made me stronger, and it drew me closer to God. And now I'm at this pivotal point that I want to be the room mom. I want to be, not necessarily the room mom, because I really don't have those anymore, but I want to be as involved as I can be with Salem and watch him grow and be all that I can be for him. And then I want to also get back into my career, and however that puzzle piece fits into family, I'm not sure. I don't know how parents do it today. I think it takes a whole village to raise a child, and I would not be able to do it without my parents. I mean, my parents, they've got it together more than most people I know. I mean, my mom has become a motherly figure in my son, and that's okay with me, because the more support that our children have, the better off that they're going to be. And I resented and had a lot of bitterness towards my mom for a long, long time, because I was like, my God, can I not do anything right? Well, you know what? Our parents actually know better. And if she sees this, she's going to laugh. But our parents do know better, and they know what's best for us, and they know what's best for our kids. And it's good to have all of us working together for the good. Just like the word says that all things work together for the good that those that love Christ Jesus. And I truly believe that it's going to take all of us, the whole body. It's not just the grandparents. It's not just the parents. It's not just the children. It takes all of us to make this life work, and to make it successful, and to make us prosperous. So I guess where I'm going with this video today is, you're not alone. None of us are alone. Sometimes we get off on little detours that we feel like we can't get out. And sometimes we have to take a time out to get out. I have moved back up here with Mom and Dad, and I am going to start back to work with my career in the next week or so, and I'm just strategically kind of figuring out how all this is going to work, because I don't know. I had to take a time out and take a few steps back and reevaluate and reprioritize my life to be the best mom, to be the best daughter, to be the best employee. It's all going to come together. I don't know how, but we all need money. We all need a career. We all need to be, financially stable to be able to provide for our families, right? So I just know that God has everything in place. He knew that this was going to happen before I did. And I truly believe that He knows better than I know how this is going to work. But I know that before I made this decision, I went through some very dark days that I didn't know how I was going to pay some of my bills and have everything in line. Everything fell in order every week or every month when I least expected it. So sometimes when we feel like we're at our loose ends or we're at the end of our rope, sometimes we need to take a time out, reevaluate, reprioritize, and God will work it all out for our good, His good, and His glory. I hope that y'all have a great day. I hope I wasn't all over the place and you were able to follow me a little bit. But have a good one. We'll probably see you next week.